Well, hello everyone, greetings, welcome to another Tea with a Druid. My name is Philip Cargom, and Tea with a Druid is brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. And it's lovely to see so many people here already in the forest clearing from all over the place. And I'm seeing 2 people from New Zealand, from Costa Rica, from Germany, from New Mexico, from Northern California, from Maine and Phoenix and Washington and New Hampshire and Southern California and Italy and County Down and Deal in Kent and Knockholt in Kent and just along down the road there, and Amsterdam and Cape Cod in Massachusetts, all over the place. Belgium, Bromley, Sussex, Barkham, just down the road, and foggy Lincolnshire. And from Portugal, Zagreb in Croatia. Hello, Coco. Lovely to see you here. Glossop in Derbyshire, East Kilbride, southern Spain, the Cotswolds, Munich in Bavaria. So yes, so isn't that a good feeling that we're all gathering together? Celebrating being together, celebrating the fact that we can actually come together in this magical way so easily. We're blessed. So maybe let's just take a few moments just to settle in as more people gather and just check in and see how you're feeling. Take a deep breath in. Hold for a moment and then breathe out fully and deeply, just settling into being here. Nothing to do except be, and just listen and participate and share whatever you want to share. And then allow what you want to share about how you're feeling, what you're thinking, whatever's going on for you, whatever you want to express, if you want to express something. And then just open your eyes and type it in. And that way we can kind of get a feel for where everybody's at and how people are feeling. Well, more people arrive from Brittany and Mexico City, and that's lovely. Karasu in pain, I'm sorry to hear that. Feeling loved, feeling happy and grateful, feeling okay, full of awen, tired, intrigued, disabled and excluded, but happy about hostage release, flighty and fragile, lost. My 22-year-old dog passed away yesterday. 22 years, that's a long time. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm a little stressed, trying to self-regulate. Grateful to be here listening at a crossroads, deeply grateful. Feeling the witchy magic from Samhain already in the air, exciting. Yes, it's only, two weeks away now. Searching, both grateful and anxious. Feeling some internal fog lifting, a little frazzled today. Thinking feels scattered, physically resting and relaxing. Holding it together, stressed, feeling a little tired and scattered, feeling warmly content, feeling good, feeling balanced for the first time in ages. Torn between pessimism and optimism, feeling in peace, tired but positive after the tarot conference. Anxious this evening. My husband and 3 kids are visiting family in the US, and I'm here in NZ with the other 3. I'm in this weird space where I miss them, but I'm caught up on laundry. I know how demanding laundry can be. Stephanie would be furious if she heard me saying that, because she does the laundry mainly. There's so many buttons and switches on the machine. What did my kids say? Something. There's a thing that men do. It's not leveraging their incompetence, but it's weaponizing your incompetence. That's what I'm accused of by my two lovely daughters. I'm balancing a lot of feelings today, actually. Sad and despondent. Wonderful to be back here with the T family. Finances are really tough, but pulling through. Feeling stale. Too much sitting around while fractured ankle heals. Thinking about the pollution and the bird flu, the state of our planet. Tired and inspired after the weekend at the UK Tarot Conference. That's the second person. And I heard from Matt Baker, who was there as well. An OBOD member you may know. I think he might have done a presentation there. Quietly bubbly. Feeling a bit stressed today. Relaxed. Feeling hopeful. Lazy post-Canadian Thanksgiving, but relaxed and content. Somebody will have to explain to me why Canada has Thanksgiving earlier than the United States. It's a sort of mystery. Ulla, sad about a friend's ghosting behavior. Yes. Peaceful. Feeling on the verge of something, but don't know why yet. A lot of these feelings could come into the category. There's a book called The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. Wonderful title. And in fact, it started off as a series of YouTube clips. It's probably still up on YouTube, where some chap thinks up a word for these sort of subtle feelings, like feeling on the verge of something, but don't know, quite what it is and why I'm feeling this way and so on. So these subtle feelings that don't have a term, he's created terms using sort of Greek and Latin and all the rest of it. Cat Beats is feeling liminal. Sandy is excited because a new marine project is underway. Recognition that life is taking me in a new direction. Busy life, looking forward to an autumn change. Thankful on this balmy Thanksgiving day. Feeling my heart space alert. Grateful for this community. Peaceful, parked up at Castle Rig. It's an interesting place to be. Wonderful stone circle. Relaxed, tired but happy. I'm blessed with amazing DNA. Hooray. I guess that means you've just done an ancestry.com test or something and discovered all sorts of interesting things. Grateful and happy to be with Tea with the Druid. Tired, getting used to the dark evenings, stressed. Thankful to be here, thankful to be starting a new spiritual journey. I'm always here, I'm always now. Restless and anxious, hoping that the feeling of loneliness will dissipate that. Shifting energy, tired. Working on a health issue, but overall content. Happy to hear about the hostage release. Yes, exactly, hostages release. If that has happened, yes, I believe it's happened. I've heard on the news, yes. Okay, feeling content but somewhat stalled, spent but positive. So interesting how everybody expresses how they're feeling in sort of different ways. Relaxed and relieved, scared, glad to be here. Feeling lost but not alone. Interesting distinction there. Lost but not alone. That immediately, you want to sort of unpack that, don't you, and find out more, to say, what do you mean by this? And so on. Relaxed but a little tired. Lost my job and looking to a brighter future. Feeling stale. Yes, Pat Booker. Moved, watching news of families reunited. Yes, that's always lovely to just see the incredible joy after all that terrible suffering. Thank heavens we've reached this stage. It's taken so long. Trained off to my husband's funeral. I'm so sorry, Anita. Yes. Trying on wigs, so feeling childish. Tricia saying, I lost my beloved cat a few weeks ago, irreplaceable. Grateful for any wins. Okay. Okay, there's so many. I better stop, otherwise we'll be here all evening. But isn't it just lovely to hear people's responses? That's lovely, and almost 300 of us here. So I'll just share with you how I'm feeling. I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling excited. I have certain interests when I dive into what I'm passionate about and fascinated by and interested in. It always brings energy with it, and I always feel good from that, even if I'm feeling tired or whatever, which I'm not at the moment. But if I was, however I'm feeling, if I've got an interest, that's kind of what keeps me going, really. And a topic that's dear to my heart at the moment is one that I'm going to be giving this webinar that's coming out. Well, it's recorded already, so you'll see the link underneath here, and it's in a few days' time. I'm giving it with the Shift Network, and it's about the connection between Eastern and Western streams of spiritual teaching. It's an inspiration that's been with me from ever since being young, being fascinated by Buddhism and the Dharmic traditions, and by Druidry and Druidism at the same time, and then for a long while being a bit confused about which way to go, and then discovering that they share the same roots. Extraordinary, strange historical fact that they share the same root. So that particular talk or just conversation, it's on at a very good time if you're on the west coast of America or the east coast of America. It's not good if you're in Europe or Britain, unless you're a night owl, because it's at midnight. But if you kind of register on the thing, and they'll send you an email with a link to watch the recording, that seems to be the most sensible thing to do. So what I'd like to offer this evening is a meditation, again, bringing together these two inspirations. And I'm just going to glance at the comments here, because there are lots of different comments. So many comments, hundreds of them. It's incredible. Oh, yes, let's have a look at this. I listened to Manchán's talk of the other world. It was quite lovely and explains his ecstatic nature even on his deathbed. There's Manchán Magan, who died very recently, who I talked about in the last Tea with a Druid, and who I interviewed for Tea with a Druid about a month ago now. He was interviewed by Advaya, who do these fantastic courses. I've done a course with them, and lots of people have done courses with them. They're really fantastic courses. And Virginia from Advaya interviewed Manchán on just a few days before he died. He's sort of lying on his hospital bed, but it's just beautiful to listen to, and worth looking. And in fact, he has a pod. There's lots of material on Manchán, really, to share. So it's great that you found that, Brian. And he was very serene as he moved towards. Ulla says, I have listened to nothing but to Manchán since he died. Yeah, if you just type his name in now, you'll into YouTube, for instance, you'll get his 7 podcasts that he made. You'll get his funeral, which is apparently very beautiful, which I still haven't watched, but I need to watch it. Want to watch it. And the interview with Virginia on Advaya, have a look out for that one, Advaya. Yeah, well worth spending time with him. That's lovely to hear, Ulla. So, and Manchán was somebody who traveled around the world. He traveled all over the world, meeting indigenous people and making TV documentaries about them and writing about them and so on. And so this ability to be kind of true to the tradition that really is your kind of root tradition or source tradition, but also to be open to the inspiration and the beauty of other paths seems to me to be a really good thing to do. And so let's go into a meditation now, and if you'd like to do that, and let's just gently look around the room and notice where you are, assuring yourself that you are indeed where you think you are, and it's all pretty solid, or so it appears. And then let's wave a magic wand. To wave the wand, we simply lower our gaze, or ideally close our eyes, and just notice what happens with that one act. We drop into a different state of awareness. We start to perhaps feel a spaciousness, or perhaps we feel something else. Perhaps we become more aware of a particular physical sensation or an emotional sensation. And just imagine, or rather physically lift up without closing your eyes. Just lift up one hand and open the palm of your hand upward. And there's this wonderful phrase from William Blake, who wrote such a lot about the Druids and whose philosophy had so much in common with Advaita Vedanta, actually. Opening up, he wrote, infinity, to hold infinity in the palm of your hand. So imagine now that you're holding infinity in the palm of your hand, and just having that sense of infinity in the palm of your hand. Move the palm of your hand and just touch your heart. Allow your hand to just drop down and rest comfortably on your lap. And allow your awareness of the four walls around you, the floor beneath you, and the ceiling above you to gently fade as you find yourself in a forest clearing, in a sacred grove of the Druids. Take in a slow, deep breath. Hold for a moment, and then breathe out fully and deeply. And do this one more time. And imagine now that you're just stretching out your hands and touching the earth. You're seated on the earth in a wonderful circle, about 300 people in a circle in the forest, a small little fire burning in the center, the trees around us, the sky above us. And notice whether it's night or day. For me, as I look up, I just see the first stars of night appearing in the sky, twinkling. Maybe different for you. Just notice the sky, and then move your attention down to the earth now. And sense the solidity of the earth beneath you. And yet, even though it's clearly solid because it's supporting you, you sense how wonderfully open and fluid it is in another way. It's just energy of a different form. All this life here, all the decaying matter, all the mycelium of the roots, the moisture, the rocks, the crystals, the living creatures in the earth. Such a vibrant, rich place that you're seated on. And you are a part of, because your energy field drops down beneath you into the earth. So you're sitting on it, but your energy field is actually partly within the earth. And your energy field acts like roots that draw the earth energy up into your being. Just opening to that energy flowing up into you, bringing you a sense of peace and stability. Nothing you need to do. Just breathing in and breathing out. And there's a sort of cleansing and a settling, a nourishing and a reinforcing that occurs as the earth energy mingles with your own energy field. And you become aware of the energy of the earth flowing up, not only your own body and the bodies of everybody seated around you, but up through the roots to the trunks of the trees. And you become aware of the trunks of the trees flowing up, flowing through the trunks. You sense the trees as spirits around you now, alive, breathing in and breathing out. And you know that your breathing is perfectly synchronized with the trees, breathing in the oxygen they exude, breathing in their essential oils, breathing in the healing energy that these trees bring. This healing energy that encourages us to feel upright and upstanding, filled with integrity, with an embodied, grounded sense of being here on the earth, but also in touch with the stars and the sky. And your awareness travels up to the branches now. Some autumn leaves are drifting down, and high above, you see the sky, and you breathe in the energy of the sky. And the energy of the sky, you notice, is different again from the energy of the earth and from the energy of the trees. It's different. To see if you can notice or see what you sense is different about this sky energy as you breathe in and out. And you feel this sky energy invigorating you, bringing you vitality. And the energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of your being. And as you open now to the presence of the trees, of the forest, of the sacred grove, of our gathering in the circle, let me read to you from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Trees have desires. Rocks have knowledge. A chalice, a jug, the tiniest of birds, is full of emptiness and joy. All embodied ones have this in common. All are propelled by the same one whose pulse beats in your breast. Shed insularity. Be all-pervasive, delighting in kinship everywhere. And as you open to this idea of delighting in kinship everywhere, sense your kin around you now, the birds in the trees, the squirrels, the foxes, the creatures of the forest, and the humans here too. All are kin. And gently sense your hands drifting up and taking the hand to either side of you, so that you sense yourself seated in the circle, connected to everyone in the circle, whilst also maintaining your own integrity, your own sense of being a unique self, with infinity in your heart, eternity in your heart. But also embodied in time, embodied in space. What an extraordinary privilege and joy to be in contact with the timeless, with beauty, with kin, with uniqueness and particularity, with being an individual being here and now, capable of connecting in so many ways to life, having the capacity to exist on so many different levels of consciousness, in the worlds of dream at night, in the waking world during the day, in altered states such as this in meditation. What fullness and richness. And you sense the community around you, this circle of beings. And we ask that peace might prevail on earth. That the earth might be blessed. That all of life might be blessed. And you gently squeeze the hand to either side of you. And you let your hands drift down to the earth. You touch the earth. May the land be blessed. May the earth be blessed. And then your hands move towards your heart, placing them on your heart. We ask that our lives may be blessed. May all lives be blessed. And as you do this, you feel the warmth from your hands traveling into your body. And you become more and more aware of your body. As you do this, your awareness of being in the sacred grove begins to fade as you become aware of the four walls around you, the floor beneath you, and the ceiling above you. And feeling fully present here and now. When you feel ready, you gently open your eyes to finish the meditation. I got jolted out of that sense of kinship when I sensed my cat's claws in my leg. Not sure he's a very spiritual creature. Says Pat Booker, whose Mount Hemus paper you will find on the druidry.org site, and which is an absolutely splendid, beautifully written piece, which I do urge you to read. Look for Pat's Mount Hemus paper on the druidry.org site. Philosophical Phoenix is recommending. Oh, you're recommending it to somebody else in the inner circle. Okay. Lovely. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Really good to be with you. And for those of you who are able to go into the Druid Hearth, to see you there. And if not, I'll see you next week, and many, many blessings, and much love to you, and have a very, very good week. And let's hope the good news that's in the world, with the hostages being released and so on, that good news continues to ripple outwards through the coming week. So bless you, everybody. Bye.